Welcome its CEO, Arthur Montazeri.
Hello, and thank you, Isabel, for that warm introduction. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Bobby and Mohammed and the entire organizing team at the Dubai Municipality for bringing so many leaders to this field. And I also want to show off a little bit of Arabic that I learned earlier. Shukran لبلدية دبي على دعوة الكريمة. Thank you. I'm guessing I did good. Somehow this feels local, even though I'm about 8,000 miles away from home, from San Francisco. And Jasper, my 3-year-old son, got to see Burj Khalifa yesterday, so I won the Dad of the Year award immediately. I just wanted to say also that this goes on to show that food testing is truly a global endeavor. As John was talking about it earlier, it's something that everybody, everywhere cares and crosses all the borders. I'm Arthur, CEO and co-founder of Spectacular Labs. By training, I'm a physicist, so Darren, I relate to your nuclear physics reference. I spent a number of years at the US Department of Energy, ran Lawrence Berkeley National Lab in Berkeley, looking at developing new systems for studying microbiology. And for the past 5 years, my team and I at Spectacular Labs have been working on developing the next generation of testing systems, which allow you to do what labs typically take several days, 2 to 10 days, within a matter of hours. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. So the focus of my talk today, and what I'm excited to talk about today, is time. It's not complex systems. It's not even pathogens, but time, and how time changes, getting answers faster changes, being proactive and responsive rather than having to constantly chase the problem. Every minute that's lost, the problem gets bigger and grows more. And every minute that you gain gives you the head start to be able to get ahead of the problem and contain it. Did I get the clicker from somebody? It's on the podium. There we go. Luckily, there's only one button. There we go. It's the last button. Great. We all know that outbreaks happen. That's just the reality of things. But what is avoidable, and frankly, to Darren's point, inexcusable, is how slow and reactive we are in responding to problems that happen, to containing them, and to detect them in a way that we're proactive and not reactive. In a world of automation, in a world of performance that we try to squeeze out every minute from each problem, we're left with a situation where testing at centralized labs takes 2 to 10 days. That's not an acceptable thing. And the legacy centralized lab systems depend on, by design, a long chain of processes that require you to collect a sample, send the sample to a third-party lab, and it takes a very long time. You're always testing an older batch. And the way I think about it is like trying to make your decisions based on yesterday's newspaper. By the time the story hits your desk, it's already several days late. And that's definitely not the way you want to be able to run your business. As a food safety manager, and everyone in the food safety industry, it's a very frustrating thing to always be chasing problems rather than being ahead of that. So the number of steps that things require in the food testing lab will make you always dependent on the FedEx package not getting lost, the biologist not being sick, samples not being mixed up in a third-party lab. I've yet to meet someone who's not thrilled at the prospect of getting the same lab quality results within hours. This is, of course, I should advance the slides. This is, of course, the dreaded uncertainty gap. It's the gap between the time that you take the sample and you get your results back. This dead zone is where risk grows and it's amplified. Because you're betting your results on a sample result that came back, but it's already several days old, you're never able to be secure about how things are actually in real time happening in your systems. The reassurance is already dated. A negative test doesn't really mean that everything is well, because a negative test points out to how the problem was, or there is no problem, several days ago. Well, we all know food production facilities. John showed that beautiful robotic from Boston Dynamics where things are always alive, things are always happening at food production facilities. It's not a time capsule. And a positive response is even worse, because the positive response hypothetically means that the lab worked, the third-party lab worked. But because it's so dated, when it comes back, you're chasing a wild goose, trying to find out what the root cause problem is. Anyone who's been involved in a swabathon knows that anyone and everyone is swabbing anything and everything, trying to find out what the root cause is. And then you send those samples to the third-party lab, and the results come back again 2 to 10 days later, and then you're not sure exactly what's going on. You're always one step behind the problem. And that costs shelf life. That costs a lot of food that's being wasted. And it costs a lot of productivity and certainly a lot of sleep for food producers. But what happens when you shorten the time to results? What happens if you can get the same lab quality results that would typically take several days within a matter of hours? The only real advantage when it comes to food safety is speed. The closer you get to seeing how things are happening in your food facility, the better you're equipped to be dealing with the problems if they arise. And of course, if they don't arise, that's even better. In other words, the closer you are to getting real-time results, the safer every link, every chain within your food facilities are. As Darren said, nothing is ever isolated. You want to make sure that everything is running as smoothly as possible. And the benefits show up everywhere. It reduced risk, less chance of recalls, fewer failure points, and of course, less waste. Directly translates into the bottom line. But as I hope that I have made this abundantly clear, the real element of reducing food safety and knowing what your risk is trust, is gaining the trust that everything is working well in your facility, and you can sleep better. The real outcome, and that means you can trust your data, you can trust your people, you can trust your processes, and ultimately you trust the food that you're putting out into the world if you're a food producer. And in my opinion, it's critical, and a critical expression of respect. It's a critical expression of respect for the food that you're producing and putting out into the world, your own organization, and that of your customers. Trust, staying with the theme of the conference, is your superpower. And with all this, what I'm excited to actually tell you about is how Spectacular Labs has developed a system that reduces the time to results from samples that would typically get days to hours. Same day testing, same day results, same thing that you would have gotten from a regular lab is now at your fingertips. It's a powerful addition to any manufacturer, food producer, and any production line. It's so simple that anyone can use it, and it's designed with one core mission in mind. It is designed to reduce the time for you to get a real molecular test that you get from a third-party lab, not in days, but the same day. And there would be definitely something that you could utilize in the food production facility. And if I may ask our Catwoman of the conference to summon the, thank you, in full mask gear, to summon the SpectacularOne device. Thank you kindly. Here is a device that is very simple. This is a single unit device. I'm just going to put it down here and continue talking. That is the Night Watch gadget that allows you to be able to run the same testing that a third-party lab would give you. Welcome. Let me see if I can get this to work. Welcome to Spectacular Labs. It's the only full workflow lab-grade molecular test, meaning that it doesn't cut any corners, allows full enrichment and testing that's safe to run at the food production facility. And I have a cartridge in my back pocket. This is what the cartridge looks like, if I can get it out with one hand. May have to leave my notes down for a second. This is what the cartridge looks like. It's a small cartridge. It's a hermetically sealed unit. Room temperature stable. You don't have to have cold storage to be able to keep this, as most molecular tests require. It solves some of the issues that John mentioned just before me, that labs create cross-contamination. This is a sealed cartridge. Nothing goes in and out of it. It has a built-in sterilization, so once the sample is actually done and enrichment is complete, before the box opens and allows you to take the cartridge out, it does an auto-sterilization, so it's safe for you to take out. And it has a little sample holder aliquoting a tiny bit of enrichment if you would like to do whole genome sequencing after, or do any sort of confirmation testing. This Spectacular device turns your facility into a certified testing lab. You can actually get certificate of analysis directly from the box. It's a black box. Everything happens inside it, and everything that happens inside it is controlled and documented and fully traceable. All the hard work that happens uses engineering behind the scenes for you, automation, AI-enabled cloud connectivity and all that, for you to be able to get your results within hours and not days. And Spectacular works seamlessly with your ERP system, with your LIMS system. It allows you to, if you wish, share that data with anyone within your production and logistical chain. So when the result comes back and it's negative, your samples are ready to go. You're welcome, of course, to take a snapshot of the QR code to see our portal in action if you wish. I'll show you a snapshot in a second if you don't wish to do that. And it gives you a certificate of analysis directly from the portal. And it shows you your results in real time as things are happening. And within the last couple months, we've added 4G connectivity, so in case wireless is not available at your facility, you can directly have those results sent by 4G or 5G. I'm excited to show you a quick snapshot of things to come in 2026. AOAC validation of all of our assays, of course, but it is possible to reduce the test time from even 1 day to first 8 hours within one shift and then the 2 hours without cheating the biology. You can't push cells to divide faster than they do, but it is possible to reduce that enrichment time to about 2 hours and still get very accurate results. That's the thing we're working on. Higher throughput for producers who do several hundreds of samples a day, and large sample sizes. Some people pull samples together, or others require samples to be of 375 grams in about a gallon of enrichment. Dubai is leading food safety and future food safety, very forward-looking. Of course, everyone else here who's from any food safety requiring food production facilities, manufacturing, is we're interested to speak with you, we would love to connect with you. My information is on the screen. Feel free to ask any questions and come see me after. Thank you very much. It's been very exciting to present here.